In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your window regulator on your Toyota Camry. It's located inside your door. We're going to take our door panel off. We're going to start here. Use a trim tool and pick up this piece. You're going to use a Phillips screwdriver or a drill with a Phillips head and unscrew your screw. Remove that, set it aside. And now we're going to pick up this switch using a plastic trim tool. I'm going to pull it back and out. We're going to unplug our connectors. You may need to wiggle it and then pull it out. Now we're going to disconnect this one as well. Push in on this tab and remove it. Next, we're going to pop off this little plastic panel. To do that, I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver. And I'm going to pull my handle out and take this off. Behind there is a Phillips head screw. You're going to use a screwdriver to take that out. Set that aside. Now we're going to remove this. You're going to slide your trim tool underneath and just give it a twist. And then remove that and set it aside. You may have to pull up on it to get it out. There's a little felt that gets stuck. There's two screws underneath that you need a Phillips head for. I'm going to use my drill for that. Set those aside. Next, we're going to remove this cover. There's a screw underneath. Use a plastic trim tool to get underneath it and pull it off. Remove the screw using a Phillips screwdriver or drill bit. Using a Phillips head, we're going to take out this remaining screw. And I'm going to set that aside. Now that we have all that taken apart, we're going to use a trim tool like this and slide it under and just pull to undo the push pins underneath. So you're just going to go around the outside and pull as you go. Now we're going to pull up, so push up on it and pull it out a little bit. And we're going to unhook our door handle over here. Now we're going to remove these cables. The green one goes on the bottom. The white one's on the top. Just make a mental note of that. So to remove the ball part, they should come out naturally, but there's a little hole on the top that you put it in. And when you install it, you're just going to slide it through that slot. And to deinstall, you're going to pull it towards the inside of the car and then pull up. for both. Now we're just going to set the door panel aside. I'm going to remove this plastic sheet, weatherproofing stuff. You're just going to pull away at it. Try to leave the sticky stuff on the door if you can. We will be reusing it. I'm going to remove this completely. And if you need to, you can just make a little slice in there with a razor blade. So I'm just going to take a razor blade, make a clean cut, and we'll just tape that later. Another option, if you don't want to cut that, is to unplug both of these and then just slide it through. Now we're going to unplug our speaker. You're going to push in over here on the left side of it and pull up. There we go. Set that aside. Just out of the way. Now I'm going to use my Phillips head on my screw gun and take out these 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to leave that one last. Well, now I can hold the speaker in case it wants to go somewhere. You're just going to apply pressure, and it should unstick from the door, and just remove it completely. Now is a good time to plug in your window switch so that we can move our window in position where we need it. So when plugging in your switch, this outer piece acts as a lock. So if you look inside here, you can see that it clamps down on something when you close it. So keep it open. You're going to push it in. Once it's in, you're going to push this white part down. And that'll lock it in place. You're going to turn your key on. And you're going to move your window, if you can, in a place where you can access both bolts. One here and one here. Now you want to hold on to your window, and you're going to take out the 2 bolts that are holding the window to the regulator. There's one on this side through the speaker hole, and there's one here. Using a 10mm socket, I'm going to take those out now. After you do that, I'm going to take our window out. And I'm just going to take it out completely, and we can set it off to the side. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to take out these 2 bolts, and then from there we're going to take out these 4. And now we're going to hold on to the regulator and motor. Take out this top one. hold on to that. Unplug your connector. You could have done that before too, but it's hard to get to with this little rubber boot. So I'm going to pull it out. Or should I say pull back the boot so I can reach that. And disconnect the connector. Now I'm going to take this regulator out with the motor. I'm going to let it collapse first. And take it out the front hole. Now we're going to take this over to the bench to clamp down this so it doesn't move when we remove our motor. Using a Torx bit socket, T25, we're going to take out these 3 screws after we've made sure that this is stationary with this in our vise. You can also use Vise-Grips. Just watch your fingers. There's a spring on this side that's holding the tension, so you want to make sure that doesn't move. And just hold on to your motor. Make sure your wheel on your motor, this wheel right here, is lined up with this gear. And also, once you get that lined up, you want to make sure those bolt holes are lined up, those 3 right here. The silver tail of the motor is up, like it was on here. And we're going to get our bolts started. Tighten those up. Make sure they're snug. And now we can install our regulator and motor. And get these 2 bolts started. I'm going to start with that one first. Just let that rest. Just get that finger tight, and then you can drop this one down. I am going to put these bolts right back where they were. You can see a little mark on the door panel. Snug those up. Now we're going to pick up the whole unit. And line up the 4 holes for the bracket that holds the motor. Another clue is to get that rubber part lined up over here. Looks like we're pretty close there, and now you're going to start your bolts over here. I'm going to put some pressure on the back side over here and get this one started. And push it on that one and get that one started. Let's tighten those up. Now let's plug in our motor. Make sure you hear that click. And we're going to turn our key on and lower our regulator down to where we can get to those two bolts. So now we're going to lower our window regulator down. And put it right where we can see it on both ends. Right about there. You shut your key off. You're going to slide your window in. Make sure you're in the tracks on the sides. As you slide it down. You can slide this lower part down so it meets it. Check your other side. Looks like it's lining up well. And now we're going to put our bolts in. These are the silver ones, and they have some washers. Let's snug those up. Let's turn our key on, make sure that works, goes all the way up and down. Leave it there. You're going to push it on that tab. We're going to take off our switch now. So push it on that tab, pull out that outer layer to unlock it, and then remove the connector. Now we're going to connect our speaker and bolt it to the door. Line up the holes. Oops. There's a little bracket here, a little tab. Make sure you go in before you push it in. So go in on the top first, then let it rest. Set our bolts. Snug those up. Make sure it's snug. Plug it in. Make sure you hear that click. We're going to put our plastic back on, where they're sealed. I'm going to start in this corner. Let's put these guys through. And just line it up where it was. We cut it here just to allow that harness to go through, and you can tape it if you'd like. I'm just gonna reseal it. Make sure that it's overlapped so it has a tight seal. Otherwise, put a piece of tape there. Let's put our door panel back. I'm going to pick it up. And make sure the wiring harness is through. And now we're going to hook up our two cables. Now we're going to put our cables on our interior door handle. The green one goes on the bottom. You're going to put the ball in first, and then you're going to slide it over and lock it in. Make sure it snaps in. The white one goes on top. Put the ball in first, and then slide it over. And lock it in once again. Now we're going to hook our door panel up. Make sure your harnesses are still through where the switch goes. So you're going to put this part in, slide it down. Make sure your holes are lining up here and here, and also here. Now you can push the door panel in and connect your plastic grommets. Go around the perimeter and give it a little whack. Now we're going to put our screw in here. Make sure it's tight. So this screw, it has an interesting head on it, and goes right here. And it allows that this disc to attach to it. So make sure you have the right screw. Go ahead and put your plastic piece on it. While we're over here, we're going to put our corner piece on. Push it in bottom first and snap it into place. So it snaps into here. Now we're going to work our way down, putting this screw in. That one looks, you have two of these, it looks like this. That'll secure that. Let's put our cover on that. Goes like that. Should snap into place. It's probably a good time to check your lock. It still works. Now we're going to plug in our switch. Remember, this thing has a lock on it, so you're going to pull it back, line it up, and then push the white part in to lock it in place. Plug in the other end over here. That's for the mirrors. Spin it around, and you're going to put the front in first, push it forward, and then snap it in. Now we're going to use our other gold screw and attach it down here. Make sure it's snug, and put your little cover on. Push it into place. There's no snap. And now we're going to do the last two screws, which are on the bottom of the door panel. You can tell which ones they are since they see the elements. One goes here. And one goes here. Now just test it, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.